Hi, I'm with Badger Basket, here to go through the assembly instructions for the August collection wide 7 basket storage unit. Before we get started, make sure you look at all the pieces included. If you're missing anything or have any damaged parts, please contact Badger Basket as shown in the end of the instructional video. For this video, I will be using a drill to make assembly go a little bit faster. Feel free to use a drill as well. If you do though, please have the torque setting set on low so you don't strip any of the pieces. Otherwise, feel free to use a hand Phillips screwdriver. So let's get started. For the small basket, you need part M, the small basket back, part N, the basket front, 2 of part J, which are the basket sides. You're going to need part P, the small basket bottom, and 4 of the B screws. So I'm going to demonstrate how to put together the large basket. When looking at the front, you're going to see these support tabs that are going to be located at the bottom of the basket. So you want these towards the bottom. When you look at the side pieces, you're going to be able to identify the sides when you see the ones that have these hooks here. These hooks and these support tabs also need to be to the bottom. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the front and one of the sides. You're going to have these support tabs facing inwards towards the middle of the basket. This hook on each end is going to go up through the bottom edge of the front and the back. So you're going to push the back or the front down onto that hook, and this top tab here is going to go on top of this hole on the front. So they're going to overlap like so. Then we're going to repeat the same thing. So we're going to take the back here with these support tabs downward. We're going to put that hole that's on the edge over this hook, and then you're going to put this tab over the top hole of the back. And then last but not least, put in the other side. Again, the support tab's going down, facing inward. The hook is going to hook through the bottom of the front and the back with this tab going over top the front top hole. Then next what you're going to do is you're going to place a screw in each of these corners that's going to go through that top tab of each of the sides and into the front and the back holes on each corner. So there will be 4 screws that you'll put into place. And then to finish, we're going to be putting the bottom into the basket. Now, if you put the basket walls correctly, you should have all these support tabs at the very bottom, which is going to support that bottom piece. So we're just going to take the bottom insert and we're going to slide it down into place. Now you're going to repeat these same steps that I just showed you with the remaining large baskets and the remaining small baskets. Again, the sides will be signified by having those little hooks in the corners, and then you're going to have the front and the back to each one. So repeat the same steps with all of the remaining baskets. For step 4, you need part L, the top, 2 of part G, which are the rails, and 6 of the C short bolts. For this step, what we're going to be doing is bolting the top rails into the top. When looking at the underside of the top, you're going to see these 6 inserts that lay along the edge. What you're going to want to do is align each of the rails to these inserts with each of the holes. Then you're going to take the bolt, and using an Allen wrench, you're going to put the bolt through each of these rails into the top. So let's get all 6 bolts put into place. For step 5, you need 2 of part E, which are the sides, 2 of part F, which are the large basket shelves, 1 of part O, which is the small basket shelf, and 16 of the A long bolts. So next we're going to assemble the frame of the storage unit. Now when looking at the pieces, you're going to have the side, which is going to have 4 different levels of these holes where the bolts are going to be going through. This is where these shelves are going to be being placed. Now, 2 of the shelves are going to have the larger gaps here. This is where the large baskets are going to be sitting. And you're going to notice that each of them has this ledge. Needs to be on the back side of the storage unit so the baskets have a way to stop. So when you're putting each of these shelves into place, you're going to want all of these back stoppers on the same side as you go up. So what we're going to do is we're going to align the 2 holes on the end here with each of the levels of the 2 holes on the side. So now when we put the side here, you're going to see that there's these legs. So make sure that these are downward. Then you're going to be putting up this first. I'm just going to do the bottom one here first. We're going to align it to the 2 bottom holes. Put the bolt through the other side, through that hole, and into the shelf. So we're going to get these put into place, and what we're going to do then is take the next shelf that again has these 2 same larger holes here with the shelf along the back so that they all align into these next set of holes. Then lastly, we're going to be putting the smaller of the ones that has the 3 basket areas, the holding place, on this 3rd from the bottom hole set, so it's going to be aligned here going across. Lastly, we're going to be putting on this top rail, which I'll show you at the end. Once I get these first 3 shelves into place, however, I'm going to be putting on the other side and repeating the same thing with the bolts. So let's get first these 3 shelves put into place. So lastly, what we need to do is just put the top on. Now, as you're going to see, you have 1 more set of holes on each side at the very top. What you're going to do is you're going to put this top with those rails that we previously assembled facing downward. Now these rails will sit in between each of the sides. And then you're going to align the holes on the side to go into each of the rails. So when you put the bolt in through the side here, it's going to go into these under rails. So we're going to put all 4 bolts into place. And last but not least, we're going to add the baskets to the frame. So the larger baskets are going to be going along the bottom 2 shelves. So they'll just slide into each area. The handles will be facing forward. Then again, the other 2 large baskets, and then the 3 small baskets on the top shelf. And that concludes the assembly for the August collection wide 7 basket storage unit. Remember, if you have any questions or concerns, to please contact Badger Basket as shown in the next clip. Badger Basket thanks you for watching and enjoy.